Greetings everyone, this is Lodrik. This is the game War in the Pacific Advanced Edition, and today we're going back to the match against Jochen. Today we will check the 18th December 1941. I'm a little behind. Simply my priority is finishing and rushing the turn to keep the 4 to 5 turns per week schedule up, and so my YouTube videos are maybe behind. This is of course related to the workload I have here in China to do. So I hope everyone can understand that Jochen maybe post every day immediately after the turn is done, and I must see how I can manage it and fit it in. At least I push the game. This is my priority. With the dojo game, it's really all on ice, and I really don't know more how long I want wait and what is my choice. So we have here now, this is only invasion support bombardment, picking up the northern coast of Borneo. Only because I can do it now. The big operations is still normally the attack on Manila or North Philippines. Here I am able to intercept a submarine tender. I'm still not sure how really good are submarine tenders. Or they have the option that you can load them full with supplies and put them in any base or hex you control, and then they can rearm submarines. Of course, but so far I not really use them much. But to kill something is always good for Japan. And it sounds like sinking. So one submarine tender left. And because it's a special ship, I think everything what is special is always good to kill, because at least for the first 6 months there's not much coming for the Allies. Maybe a lot of standard cargo ships, standard tanker, but something like a tender is always a little special. Here we have again a Mark 14 American submarine. I'm not sure how many times we battled with this one already, but we're in shallow water, so there's a one hit. This is of course not enough, but it was at least possible to hit something. Now something new. I'm not sure if Dojo ever tries this night bombardment, but with 2 bombers and without radar and simply a long range attack, so half bomb load, only 10,000 feet. Very unlikely to hit something. The follow-up attack with 3 this time, but still nothing. And this is the next small base I pick up here. Normally I want to pick up all this chain of bases to make sure that there's nothing hiding, no submarine base or damaged ship under repair. Maybe from the time from my first strike on Manila port. But so far nothing special. Yeah, the ongoing submarine war around Pearl Harbor. But compared to the Dojo game, I think in Dojo game I was much more successful. But this is maybe mainly related to that somehow Dojo act like a the US maybe really reacted its first 1 or 2 months, and at least on the German submarines was very successful in the first 3 months of 42 and sinking a lot of ships everywhere around the east coast of America. And similar to the success the Germans had in the east coast, I was successful with Dojo at the west coast. But here with Jochen, everything is a little more slow and hard. Now I had a hit on a destroyer minesweeper, 4.5 point support destroyer. Nothing first class, but so long I can sink anything, it's good. And we have a sinking sound, so this destroyer minesweeper is also now out of the war. Of course, the American submarines are failing again. So no Navy engagement, only submarine warfare. But okay. We're spotting some Dutch submarines here. And a lot of detection. Still too many Dutch Doniers here in the air, and also American PT boats, Catalinas. My zeros in China trying to have a lucky day. Yeah, similar. I still use my zeros to lure out enemy cap fighters, but not much success. But I suppress any air activity here in China with this kind of actions, and my bomber can, in this case, operate more freely. It's not a guarantee that it will be automatically successful, but I try. This was, I think, this was a mistake, more or less a failure. Or I forgot I simply forgot these units. I use them to attack this American force. I give them the command attack this force, but in this hex. Then my Japanese unit last time, I think, kicks them out. Then there was still this order to attack in this hex, this American unit, but because there is no American unit more, the bombers choosing their own target in range. So this is why they attack here now. Clark Field ground force attack, and this is of course make not much sense because this is a heavy jungle, and so if I want to create here something, I would normally attack an airfield or port. But I mainly use my bombers to soften up these forces. Simply because these forces here, they are only block forces. They are normally not strong enough to really fight something. So I must damage every Filipino forces here around to make sure that I don't lose control about this forward bases. And I lost one bomber here against Fleck. One more damage. Or two. But because he is also Thunderstorm, so I think whatever I try here, I think with Thunderstorm it's very, very unlikely to hit anything meaningful. And these thunderstorms, so I don't know, everywhere thunderstorms. More sweeping. And yeah, a little hit. As long as I can create at least, I think, the hit of one hit, the unit will jump back to combat mode, and then is the main primary task of this airstrike fulfilled. Slow down all Chinese forces, and at the same time I try to mobilize my Japanese strike forces and attack army to cut off all retreat and encircle, cut off all possible ways for the Chinese forces to return to the main battle line, and then I can kill them one by one, similar to what I, more or less the same I did in Dojo, the Dojo game. I do not really know if there's really a better way, or everything else I saw is not really better, make not much more sense for me. You can go for the center with all your tank forces, but I still don't believe that the center of China is really important for the war. There's no industry, it's cut nothing off. I would always say I must cut something off and split the Chinese forces in two, or I must take over all the heavy industry of China to cripple their supply lines. And the center of China, around Changsha, in the center, all the spaces around Changsha, they have nearly no industry value. They're only helping you for the logistics to flow more easy. So that makes maybe sense. Okay, airstrikes, Dutch bombers coming in. Some action, attacking my battleships here. Battleships with the cruisers. But even good Japanese flag can repel this kind of attempt. You must use something more powerful, not only this outdated, low-skilled Dutch pilot. I mean, they are maybe good for scouting, but not really for airstrikes. A little inactive turn. My Dojos are also with no potential enemy. There's not much honor to win. Yeah. Okay, now the Dutch with Hudson's. But they're also dying. And 250 pounds is simply, even if a 250 pound bomb hit will, I mean, even if this bomb will hit, this is simply not enough power to really damage any battle cruiser. So Unescorted Dutch bombers coming again, and here first class Japanese pilots waiting for the kill. I still have here the 1B inactive, but I think end of the month I take them maybe out of the frontline duty, then I have maybe enough 1Cs already, and use them only for training duty. They are still okay. 1B I would still say can use, but if you have enough 1Cs, why keep them up? I mean, of course, unescorted, outdated light, medium bombers, similar to the Japanese bombers. Before also Jochen killed my unescorted light bombers in China, so this is now very similar. And if this is the only bomber can survive here, but I don't know. He still must fly back a long distance, and he's coming in a. Oh, this is a long range and a low level attack, so very unlikely to survive this. Low level attacks have a tendency to stress pilots making more mistakes, so more flying and landing accidents can happen. Long range missions also are critical for damaged airplanes, so yeah, we will see how many of the Dutch are returning or not returning more. So air war was light. One last submarine. Okay, but nothing at the end happened. Good. I don't know if the submarines will get their experience for this. Maybe at the same time also the sub hunters. Not so sure. I never checked this so much. And here this is a mini ship against submarine. No one can kill each other. I need some luck. Some cleanup operations on here. Jochen bring in this lost base forces. Somehow they was able to walk faster than I expected, but without, I think, real attack value. Anyway, I mean, now they're dead. And we all know only dead British are good British, or Malayan, or Indian, or Dutch, or American, everything. New orders coming. So here we also clean up some British base. Luckily they also surrender, not running away. I don't really like it if they're running to the jungle. So one more escape base is destroyed. This is a bombardment, so Jochen tests my block unit. I am a little trapped here now. I make calculations, and it's really not possible for me to normally leave this hex more without risking to be completely destroyed. So I simply dig in and say this is now a place of defense, Festungsplatz. So, like the Germans did in the east. But of course, not always makes this sense. But I do it simply to keep Jochen a little busy, but mainly also because I haven't really no other option. If I try to run, it will not work. It's impossible for me to run away fast enough. I mean, it would only be possible if Jochen will not attack me. But Jochen have already 4 times the attack value, and we are in open terrain. So, and I have no engineers to create a fast defense position. So I simply choose to hold my ground and try to take as many Chinese I can take with me, and also keep him busy. And at the same time, I try to reorganize my Japanese army, because this is really the first 1 or 2 weeks in China. I would say most important is reorganization. The whole Japanese army set up in China is, at least for this game, mechanics totally messed up and totally waste. So if you understand the rules in the command chain, you have really to move a lot of units around. But this needs 1 or 2 weeks. You can try to rush immediately with what you have, but the efficiency is low. And I try to invest 1 or 2 weeks, get the best command chain, bring units together, belongs together, upgrade them, reinforce them, and if everything is done, I start my attack, and once my attack start, normally nothing will stop me more. Okay. I mean, if you want to see how it works, also can check the dojo game. It will be similar, but not exactly the same. I must change, of course, something, because it's dangerous to make a completely copy-paste. But we'll see. So, not really so much happened this turn. And the air war was light, so yeah. It is 7-5. 4 of these Dutch bombers. I lost 2 of my Bettys over Clark Field against Flak. This was a mistake for me, because I normally don't want this kind of attack, but okay. And the rest is operational losses. 1 Hudson killed in the air again. So from point of view, you can say this is a true engine, so I get 8 points for this. Oh, I don't know if I think I don't get them points. I think Jochen lose 8 points, or I get 8 points. I think he lose 8 points. Here are 4 points for me, and then of course then you can say this is an 8 minus 4, so only 4 points for me. This is a 1 engine. This is a twin engine, so 1 engine, twin engine, twin engine, twin engine. So if you see these points here, then normally they must rise up. So it's a lost point. So if I don't know, but normally you could say that 323 engines of the Allies are destroyed, and I have 157 engines lost so far. Good. Ships. I don't know. Last turn. Yeah. I never saw it, but we hear the sinking sound. So this is this subtender. Nothing special. It's a slow slap. It's a Dutch, yeah. So not really warships, only something like auxiliary ships. Cargo ships rebuilt, and so they are cheap and slow. But at least this is a subtender, and now it's a dead subtender. And this is this is a Clemson class destroyer, but simply only rebuilt for minesweeping. So good. I don't know. We have no action, so I I moved out some units out of Manchukuo. The first reinforcements in China is arriving. So I have now here the North Chinese overall headquarter, and then it's important that you always check what is linked to this. And then you can see the first army, the 12th army. These are attack armies. The Mongolian garrison armies are also something like a support attack army. It's not so good like a real Japanese attack army, but it's still much better than this NCPC's police armies. These are really only police armies. Don't use them for any warfare. This first, second, and Mongolia army. These are all three attack armies. But the Mongolian army I use similar to the Dojo game also in the Mongolian war area. So in the long run in the north, operating completely independent from all of the rest. It's like a North Africa. It has nothing to do with the real war. It's only a sideshow. You can make a big story out of this, but at the end it has never really any impact. But important is that the chain of command is correct. So it keeps this army in range of 5 of the attacking units, or walk with the attacking unit, and you get, I think, a 10% attack value bonus automatically. So if I keep this army in 5 hexes with the first or second army, this first and second army get 10%. And this first army have only a range of 1, so it must be next to the attacking hex, or be in the same, give also 10%. So it means if I have the first army plus the Northern China army, I get 20% attack value bonus, plus additional support bonus, supply bonus, and all this stuff. So at the end, make it short, have the HQ together with your attacking armies is always good. Normally there's nothing bad. Only make sure that the HQ have support units covering the HQ, because the HQ itself have of course no attack value and is an easy target. So first and 12th army, and I have here now the 4th army and the NCPC. But again, this is only police stuff. You can see already that the support is low. You can see it's a 4-star general, but only a range of 1. So, and you can also see that, I mean, only if you see the skills, then you already realize this guy have no skills. He only have this position because, I don't know, he had money and buy this position, or he was a Chinese, was willing to operate and cooperate with the Japanese. At least I would normally always put this kind of guy immediately out of action, but I will not pay normally something for this. If I want to replace him, I must pay points for this, and even 1 point would be a little much. And I don't know, it looks like I can change him for free. Oh no, I must change the 200. So this is really a guy, the game more or less say, no, this guy you cannot take away because you have some relationship, whatever. Because 255 points to only change the army guy is of course crazy. Especially because this guy can do nothing. And he have nothing. He have only police forces under his control. And these guys are not for fighting. They are only for garrison duty. You always can see that they are Chinese. The most important is their experience are always low and their morale is always low. But the game simply calculate 1 squad is 1 attack value. So even if they are shitty for their job, they still have attack value, and attack value is the only thing what matters for garrison requests. So understand the game rules and you can save a lot of real attack value and use only this kind of paper attack value for your garrison requests. So long story short, China is still under optimization. I still must move more stuff around. I still try to trap this. My goal must be block here the highway, and take this city and this city. And once I can take these 2 cities, block here the highway and here the highway, all these units are normally trapped. They maybe can escape, but there's not much left. after I'm finished with them. Good. Burma is nothing because I have nothing in Burma. In Malaya is also slowly. I must take Georgetown, and after I take Georgetown I can take Taiping. After Taiping the next goal is normally Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, but this needs always still time because moving slowly. Yeah, and Philippines is also here in northern Borneo only pick up in bases, but there is nothing, so there's not really much to do. I unloading here more and more troops. My attack value is now at nearly 2,100, and I try to bring up here roughly around 3,000 attack value because normally if you add up all the Philippine American forces, I think there can be around 1,500, 1,600 attack value. And I need at least double the attack value to attack without bleeding dry, would say this. I know, of course, every day I wait, the Americans get stronger, but they can never get so far stronger than I can ship additional units here. So maybe around 25th of December, I have here everything, 3,000 attack value, and then I will start maybe the march on Clark Field. And maybe at 1st of January I already can, but of course this is now, I'm not sure, but with a little luck I can finish at 1st of January maybe already the Philippine campaign here in northern part and get rid all of this big forces. If at least I maybe can kick out of Clarkfield. And once I can kick out of Clarkfield, the rest is also not more much to do. Bataan is a follow-up battle. So any action here in Java? Not really. I try to bring my carriers in position and lure Jochen out to have here some fight over my carriers, but he was not coming. And I was only on naval attack but not port attack, so maybe next time I try a port attack, but this is always risky. Yeah, not much. I only know. No, I cannot see. I have not more enough detection. Before I can see that there are a lot of ships. So I have one submarine here. And the second is normally coming to make this escape road blocked. I block here Batavia, and I mean he can maybe choose the fast way, and then he can maybe get intercepted by a submarine. He can try to pass hereby, must pass my carriers, and then have airstrike. I must only always change the position because here is also Dutch submarine. So the Dutch submarines try to find my carrier fleet, and I try to avoid this and find enemy cargo shipping. Nothing more special happened. This is my battle cruiser formation with some damaged destroyers trying to return to base, but nothing here. Yeah. What is else I can see? Maybe. My first carrier division or Pacific division is now entering the Coral Sea. So not sure. I mean, because I was detected last time already, and now I'm for sure detected. So I don't know how much shipping I can still expect here. I would simply not believe in much, but maybe I get a lucky hit here somewhere. I need something to boost my morale. I mean, I must always have some good news for the Emperor. Okay, thank you all. Take care. Bye bye.